Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you as always for tuning back in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Layla, the Lenormand reader, and I use the amazing Lenormand deck. Have a look at the links that I have for you so you can explore and master this amazing deck. Welcome to a new weekly reading. We are doing a 3x2 today with Titania's deck here. And let's go ahead and start with you, Aries, and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aries, here is your 3x2. And I have to say it's mostly neutral. We have the moon that can be positive. The rest of the cards are pretty neutral. The ship is also potentially, well, usually positive. But it is also a card of progress and potentially travel as well. Now we have the man in the cards. We have the man with the bear and the tower. And also the lily. And this highlights someone pretty professional, Aries. And it could be someone who's pretty authoritative, maybe someone like a manager, a parent, or someone with quite a bit of influence on your situation. Now, usually the tower and bear points to someone like a CEO or a manager or a boss. It can be someone who has decision-making powers and people like that. So it sounds like this person is pretty significant at this time, and it sounds like they are in focus for you. The tower and bear can sometimes point to something from the past, usually something important from the past. I'm not so sure it's the more likely interpretation, and obviously this is probably someone you've known for some time. I think the idea of someone influential, powerful, or someone in some kind of position of importance is in focus this week. The moon and ship is actually a lovely combination. These are the two more positive cards in your layout. And this sounds like an offer or an invitation to engage in a project, potentially travel. The moon is nice and gentle, and I think with the ship sailing through and forward, this sounds pretty good, Aries, in terms of an opportunity, an offer, and also I would say getting involved, so taking steps within the week to make this happen. The tower with the lily and ship points to a long-standing career, and with the ship it sounds like you're still pursuing it. I also think there is a possibility of getting a promotion or pursuing a promotion. The tower and lily very much point to professionalism, the idea of being experienced and I would say even specialized, and like really having your skills up there. And with the ship, it sounds like you are at least heading in that direction, or perhaps at this time you have an opportunity to grow because you've achieved so much. So the moon with the man and bear sounds like this person is going to be the one who's going to help you with this improvement, with the step up. It could also be the person who invites you to this project, and it could also be someone you are working with in order to make it happen. The idea of a mentor is very much possible. We have the man with the bear with the man with the tower. We also have the lily with the man, the lily with the bear. And so there's a lot of cards and combinations here that suggest that element of expertise and growth and becoming more specialized. The moon is, like we said, a card of invitations and offers, and we saw it with the ship, which suggests moving forward. And because the man is next to the bear, and like we saw with the tower, it sounds like this person is able to make this offer to you and enhance your situation, enhance your position, and maybe even help you get that promotion. Very nice cards, I have to say. So they are mostly neutral, but there is a strong sense of growth and empowerment. The tower and moon is great for a similar idea. There is a very positive unfolding. I also think it's a bit of an evolution here. It can be a bit slower. And on this note, Aries, the cards are a bit slower. The offer, like we said, can be highlighted through this decision maker or, through this person. And it can also refer to a time from the past or something that you had been working on for some time, which I think at this point has really good chances of materializing. The lily and man points to someone professional, usually someone older, someone senior, someone experienced, just like we saw with the tower and bear. So again, suggesting who this person is for you. And the ship and bear is great for an important step forward or an important journey forward, and I think also some significant growth. So the cards are neutral for the most part, but I have to say, Aries, these combinations and even these neutral cards like the Tower, Lily, and Bear, they bring a lot of empowerment. These are strong combinations for growth and empowerment, so it could be quite exciting for you. Now, if for your case, your specific situation, Aries, you're not seeing this as a work-related or something that has to do with your growth, even if it's not specifically in your job, just your growth and your empowerment. Obviously, it can be about a relationship because we have the man and the moon, and so it can bring up something personal. Now, even in a more personal sense, these are still really good cards. It sounds like this is a significant relationship. It could be someone who means a lot to you, someone important for you, and there are definitely some steps forward. You could probably get together. Travel is possible if this applies in your context, but definitely a get together, a meeting with this person. And also in terms of the relationship and the relationship as a whole, its energy, it's the way it's working out is looking positive, because these are strong cards for the long term, a sense of stability and a sense of seriousness. So it can be quite important also for your relationship. The moon with the Lily and Bear is very much aligned with what we said. There is a very positive unfolding. This is looking like an important phase and an important opportunity. And with the relationship, it's definitely about the long term. And the moon is great for that sense of attraction and chemistry. The Tower with the man and ship is also sort of similar, because we have these longevity cards and we have this forward movement with the ship. So very supportive of the relationship, whether it is personal or in another context for you, Aries. Let me know what you make of these ideas. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with this. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello Taurus, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's deal out your 3x2 and see what is in store for you. Okay Taurus, here is your 3x2. These are nice job cards. We have the fish and fox. This is probably about work, your income, or maybe a project. The fish is a money card and the fox is a card of work. Yes, it can be potentially deceptive when it comes to people or even situations, but it is also the card of jobs and employment. And with the fish, it really brings out this idea. And with the child and these cards here, it sounds like you could get a new job if that's what you're after. You could also get a new project. And I think there can be some other steps that you can take that are good for your money, whether it's related to your work or not. The man and fox is a bit tricky. Because the fox is sometimes deceptive. With people cards, it tends to be a bit of a cautionary note. It's not as strong as other cards, but it can still warn about someone who is not really honest and not forthright. But of course, it has a clever side. So this could be someone who, is smart about things. And also, the fox always calls on you to be smart and clever with this person. It could also be someone who's related to your work, or someone who helps you with your work or does services, like usually people like agents, someone at the bank, those sorts of people. They can be represented by the fox, but still there's always that cautionary note with the fox. But still, this person sounds like they're going to be someone you meet, or someone like a customer, or someone who is part of this positive potential that we see in your cards for your work and your money specifically. Now, the house and fish is sometimes about investments and property and things like that. So if you're dealing with something like that, it makes sense with the rest of these cards. Maybe you could get a new deal, or maybe you could sell, buy, even rent and get a good deal on it and things like that. The house and fish is also great for businesses, home businesses, and other lucrative projects, hopefully lucrative. This could also be the workplace, obviously. Now, the man and house is probably a meeting with this person. The child and book points to something new, a new chapter, and like I said, the fish and fox is about a job. So it's very clear from the cards that you could be getting a new job. The man with the child and fish is about this new source of income or this new potential or opportunity. Even if it's not directly about money, the fish is still prosperous and it opens doors. And the child and book, they T-cross this line. So clearly this is something that is opening up for you. And maybe, Taurus, that you do not know much about it at this point, and that's because the book tends to be about hidden things and things that are closed and knowledge. So it's about, opening up the opportunity and finding out more. The house with the book and fox very much adds to this. It suggests a place that you do not know of yet. Maybe you're going to meet this person in this place and, find out about this opportunity or actually get the opportunity. The house with the child and fox, again, this new place, this new job, and also the cautionary note of the fox coming through, taking it easy with the first steps, I would say, Taurus. The man with the book and fish, also great for this new opportunity that is in the works. And it could also be someone you meet, you don't know from before. We have the man next to the child and next to the book and the house next to the book. So there's, in these cards here, they very much highlight this idea of someone new, someone you haven't met, a place you're gonna discover. And it seems to be all connected with your work, your finances, and the practical side of your life. The fish is usually prosperous and very positive, so it does bring in a really nice vibe for your finances and your prosperity, Taurus. And even though the fox can be a difficult card, a deceptive card, with the fish, I think it brings out the more positive aspects of the sense of prosperity. It is also a disciplined card, so it sounds like you need to go through the process and be patient with the steps. The cards are slower in this sense, and it is about finding out and waiting for this to come through. But it sounds pretty much on track and positive for you, Taurus. I think these are mostly about work and money. Of course, not every single Taurus person out there is going to be resonating with this. In terms of something else, like a relationship, whether it's in the workplace or with your projects, the relationship is a new relationship. It sounds like it anyway. Or maybe you're in process of discovering more about this person. The fish and fox would highlight the more physical aspect of a relationship. So if that's what you're after or what's in focus for you right now, I think the cards tend to the positive, but I would still want to be a bit more cautious with the fox. You want to think about, how invested this person might be in you, what the genuine feelings are. So move slowly as you discover this person or discover the relationship, and see how you feel it out with a bit of time. Obviously 1 week is not much. Let me know what you make of these cards, Taurus. Let me know what resonated with you. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello Gemini, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay Gemini, here is your 3x2. It's looking pretty bright. The flowers is the brightest card. We also have the ship and tree, which are pretty nice. And we have the bear. So with these cards, the bear is quite empowering. And it sounds like we are looking for growth, and you could be blooming and being productive. And you could be seeing the results of your effort. We do have the fox with the dog at this diagonal. The fox can be tricky when it comes to people. Typically represents selfish types, and so it's always good to be cautious when the fox shows up. But it can also suggest work and maybe a colleague or a customer, people you need to be pretty diplomatic with and considerate about because the situation, that sort of relationship. But the rest of the cards are really bright and they point to growth and productivity, and it looks like you're seeing results. So it could be quite a nice week in this sense. The ship and bear points to progress, and you could be taking some big steps. You could be in for a big project. The ship is also a card of travel, so maybe you're going somewhere. But I think it's going to be part of this, productive energy that we're seeing here. The dog and tree is a relationship that is growing, and I think you want to take your time with it. With the tree, Gemini, it makes sense to take it easy with this person and to allow the relationship to unfold. The ship with the fox and tree is similar. So the ship and tree, they're quite ambitious. We have the flowers and bear, also quite ambitious. But the fox is, going to change that energy a little bit, and it's going to ask you to be cautious and more steady. The idea of discipline is very much highlighted here. You need to go through the steps, you need to do what you need to do. And with the tree, things can be developing a bit slowly, and I think that's fine because it sounds like it's on a solid footing, a solid foundation, and the growth is quite quite bright, with the flowers and tree. The dog with the flowers and bear is very nice, a very nice combination. The dog and flowers is a lovely combination for people, friends, and celebrating with friends. So there's some really happy times here with this person, and the bear points to this bigger energy. So the bear makes everything big and important, and with these lovely cards, it sounds like there's a pretty happy moment here. I also think these are great cards for productivity and success. And I think there's also an element of a sense where you are in a position of power, Gemini, where it's like you are, people are coming to you. This person could be coming to you for support. You could be offering something that they want from you. It could be work related or something else. So some really nice cards for growth and a sense of empowerment. The ship and dog can be someone traveling. Maybe they're the ones who are coming. It could also be the project that kicks off, or maybe perhaps you traveling. But there's clearly a connection here that is in focus this week, and it sounds like you are, taking steps to get together. So there's activity, and it's overall exciting. The fox and flowers, I would. It's not the snake. The snake is a bit more toxic than the fox. And when I see the snake and flowers, it's usually someone who's false to your face. The fox with the flowers is a bit softer. It suggests someone who's not necessarily honest, who's a bit, who has a bit of a facade, a kind facade. But it's not necessarily very bad, Gemini. It can be a good thing. The fox and flowers can also point to productivity, and I'm thinking, this work that you're putting in, being disciplined and doing what you need to do. So I think this is going to pay off very nicely as we see the fox T crossing the bottom row. Still, it pays to be diplomatic and tactful and, be nice in general, Gemini. I think you're pretty good at that. And that's going to be part of the success as well. The tree and bear is lovely. This is a strong combination. This is a powerful moment. There is a sense of growth. You could be getting a promotion or elevating yourself in a certain way. Your status could improve. There's a sense of empowerment here, and also a sense of a strong foundation because of the roots of the tree. So that's a really nice combination to see, especially since we have the flowers and ship. So it sounds like all of this effort that you're putting in is paying off, and it's paying off really well, and it helps your growth and your success. So really good with people, really good with projects and outcomes. The ship, flowers, and tree is very much aligned with this. This highlights the growth and the success and the efforts paying off. And the dog, fox, and bear is pointing to the people element of the layout here. And again, the fox always a bit tricky. The bear can point to someone like a manager, or perhaps it's you, Gemini, and the dog, highlighting this relationship. So I feel this is someone like a colleague, a customer, or someone of importance in your work, in your career. And I think you do really well with them. Of course, you have to maintain a good relationship and be smart in this way, but there's very clear cards for success and growth. I feel the cards are heading more towards your work and projects, Gemini, but in terms of a personal relationship or something a bit more personal, The cards are still bright, and the tree and bear points to some significant growth or an important relationship here unfolding. It's just the fox that is a bit in a different direction here, and it would ask for being patient with the relationship. And I feel also not revealing everything about yourself, or not, investing yourself too quickly in it. And I think the other person could be doing this as well. But still really bright cards with a strong vibe of strength and growth and something important unfolding. Let me know what you make of these ideas, Gemini. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Cancer, here is your 3x2, and it's really nice. It's great for money. It's great for work and career. There's some really good news, and it's empowering. It's really bright. We have the beautiful sun. It's one of the brightest cards of the deck, and we see it with the fish. This is definitely wealth and prosperity, income, some really good things happening with money, and if not, with your work or the practical things in your life. We have the lily with the letter. I think this points to news. I think this can point to an offer. We see this with the ring as well. So all around, really nice cards. The stork and fish is something kicking off with your finances. You could also be making changes and taking some action here that's going to pay off rather brightly. I also think the stork is part of the news element that kicks things off, because the stork is very much an active card. The ring and sun is lovely for a relationship or a commitment or some kind of agreement. It sounds like you're getting exactly what you want, Cancer. I hope this works out and resonates. The stork with the lily and sun is lovely for career. The lily with the sun is lovely all-around message for your life, your lifestyle, your career, your life direction in general. Now, the stork can bring up changes, but I think it can also speed things up. It can also kick some things off for you, and you could just feel generally really energetic and positive about where things are heading for you. It's also a really nice line for healing. So again, this feel-good element that we see in the cards. Now, the ring, letter, and fish is very clearly a contract or a deal, and probably a business deal because of the fish. And it can be a contract, a work-related contract, or something else that you're doing that has either a really strong financial element because of the sun, or something practical that is working out for you. So really nice cards here. The stork and ring is, again, this kicking off, moving ahead with this connection, with this involvement or this agreement. The lily and letter is really adds to this idea of a contract, because the lily tends to be a more professional, a more serious kind of card. So when we see it with the news card, it could be some work-related news. And with the ring, there's that added element of a contract because of the binding element, energy of the ring. And like we said, the sun and fish is an all-around bright card, a combination. Really nice to see it on the right-hand side of the layout. A lot of prosperity, if not wealth, income, success with work and money and business, and definitely a deal or an agreement coming in. So in terms of your specific circumstance, Cancer, you could be getting a job, you could be getting the deal, you could be getting the contract or the collaboration or the agreement that you're after. It's very clear from the cards. And also the cards are clearly about work, career, and this area of your life. I'm not seeing people cards. Yes, the ring is a card of relationships, but with the rest of the cards, it's so much more about an agreement or a contract that is clearly captured through these cards. Just in case this is about a relationship, Cancer, it would still be a great reading. Very nice cards, lovely energy here, and it could be something that is more committed or heading in that direction because of the lily. And the fish is a strong physical element. Sometimes this could it could not be what you want, like it was just a physical connection, but I'm not seeing that it's just that in these cards. The Sun is a very warm card, and there is the Lily that is a more serious card. So the relationship looks like a strong relationship all around, with probably a lot of fulfilling aspects to it. Hopefully this materializes for you. The stork with the letter and sun is some very good news. Again, we're seeing this kickoff here and things materializing, and they help you move forward. And the ring, lily, and fish is another clear suggestion of an agreement, a contract, a commitment that is connected with work and money and business. So really nice cards, Cancer. Great for work, money, and your business and the practical side of your life. I hope you get this good news. I hope you get the green light so you can engage in this work or in this path moving forward. And in terms of relationships, lovely news here and a strong connection. Let me know what you make of these ideas. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello Leo, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay Leo, here is your 3x2. The flowers is a bright card. It makes it bright and it's nice to see it on this side of the layout. And the rest of the cards are more or less neutral. The fox can be a bit challenging. It can suggest something deceptive or a trap or something like that. It's usually not that dramatic. With the flowers, it can suggest someone who is not really honest, and they sound nice or they seem nice, but they're really not that nice. It's not as bad as with the snake. With the snake, it's a bit more toxic. The fox is also great for jobs. It's a card of work and employment. And so we could be looking at being productive and doing well on the job. And also you could be getting some good results in other areas of your life. Now, these cards here are interesting. The mountain is often a card of a location abroad or travel. And it could also point to something online. So with the fox, you could be going somewhere for your work or this opportunity or the projects that you're after. And if it's about a relationship, which it can be, Leo, because of the ring, the fox can suggest that you have someone based abroad and maybe you're going there or you're connecting with them. The ring and flowers is very nice. It's a lovely message, a bright relationship, some good connections here, some really good vibes. And you can also get involved in something that makes you happy. The mountain with the stork is more about travel because the stork can also point to moves, and with the flowers you could be going back to a place from the past. And actually we see the stork with the tower, and the tower is precisely a card of the past. The flowers is a card of renewal, of things coming back. So really good cards here to suggest going to a place from the past or traveling to that place or connecting with someone from there. It can also, if it's not necessarily a place as such, it can be a past chapter or a past time, and it's likely that you reconnect with someone there. The ring with the tower and fox is actually really good for a long-term commitment and a stable job or a stable project and other involvements that you're committed to. The ring and tower are very much cards of the long term. So really nice cards in this regard. Yes, the fox is a bit tricky, but it is also smart and clever. And with the flowers and these cards of stability and the long term, it sounds like you know how to manage the situation, Leo, so that you make it endure over time. The mountain and ring, again, pointing to that connection in that location. The stork and tower, something picking up from the past. And like I said, the flowers with the fox can be something pretty productive. And if it's about a relationship, it's potentially a little bit tricky. I think the rest of the cards help balance the fox very well. It still always pays off in relationships to be tactful and diplomatic. If this is someone you haven't seen for a while, for example, or you've been apart because of the distance of the mountain, you know, it's pretty normal to expect that as you get together with this person or reconnect, you take things a bit slowly. Great for jobs, great for work, also good for travel, and great for connecting with people. If it's not about people, Leo, you could be getting a deal you know, or like I said, a project or something that you get involved with. And I think it makes you happy. The flowers is lovely. The Mountain with the Tower is actually a card that represents the deep past. So again, I think this is being highlighted in your layout, Leo. The Flowers is a card of renewal. Again, the same messages that we saw. So I think this is very likely the case for you. The Ring with the Stork and Fox is kicking off a relationship or picking it up. Again, the Fox suggests a bit of caution here. Maybe, you know, just at least at the outset, you know, makes sense to take it slow or to be more observant. So there is a focus on the past and something coming back from the past, and it's exciting. I think it's something you enjoy. It's just the Fox adds just a bit of caution here. It's also great for your efforts paying off. Maybe you had invested yourself in something for some time and now you can start seeing results. You could also be getting a good project, connecting with others, possibly traveling for this. And maybe it's something you had been working on for some time. So we certainly see a payoff, Leo, and we see some very positive energies. We see positive changes as well, and things picking up and moving forward for the better. And I think they're heading in a stable, longer term direction. In terms of that location abroad, it sounds like you reconnect in a very positive way as well. So I have to say that even though we just have the Flowers that is bright and the rest of the cards are neutral, the reading is quite nice. It's exciting. It brings something from the past into the picture, or something that you'd been working on pays off and you're able to kick things off. Let me know what you make of these ideas, Leo. This is an interesting read, I would say. Leave me a comment or two if you're willing to share. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Virgo, let's get into your 3x2. Let's see what is in store for you this week. Here we go with the cards. Okay, Virgo, here is your 3x2. It's quite an interesting set of cards. And also there's no theme that comes through them at all. There's no work, people, places. It's very much a dynamic. We have the Whip, which is challenging, but we also have these cards here that help you stand your ground and settle after this. And we have the Moon that is quite gentle. So quite an interesting set of cards. Let's build it from the ground up. We have the Moon and Anchor. This is great for positive feedback. It's great for an honor kind of thing that comes your way. There's a sense of strength. And it's also an invitation. I think with the Anchor you might accept it, but I can't say 100% because we do have a challenging pair here. We have the Whip and Cross, and this can point to, normally I read this pair as something like bad karma or punishment or something coming back to you. Of course, that's it's a bit of a heavy-handed interpretation. Maybe this applies to you. Maybe you're seeing the result of something, a mistake or something, Virgo. It happens. It can also point to just a challenge that comes up that could be a bit heavy on you. And the Cross is also a card of decisions and tests. So you could be being tested here. You have to maybe prove yourself, whether it's in life or in something specific in your life. And the Cross is about decisions. So there can be something that comes into the picture that you have to make a choice, or you have to think how you deal with this. Now the Moon with the Stork and Cross is actually quite a lovely line. There is an important offer. The Stork with the Moon is an invitation, or some kind of opening that comes your way. And the thing about the Cross is that, yes, it is about this decision. Maybe you take it up, maybe you don't. I think you do because of the Anchor. But it is also a card that suggests something important. So as you process this, take your time with it and maybe see it as something that goes beyond what you're seeing. There can be more depth to this. The Whip with the Lily and Anchor suggests some challenges that you're going through. They could be challenges at work because the Lily is a card of career. They could be challenges in your life direction, in some milestone in your life and in your lifestyle. And it could also shake your life a little bit. It can also upset, your life as a whole. But the thing about the anchor, especially in this order of the cards, is that it settles you and it anchors you, and you're able to deal with the situation and stand your ground. So if something is trying to upset your path, it won't upset your path, even if it's difficult and challenging. The cross and anchor, and the anchor by itself, and also with the lily, they clearly suggest that you stand your ground. I'm interested in this diagonal, the whip and the stork and anchor. I really feel that you're able to block something that comes your way in terms of a challenge, and I don't think it affects you that much. Like in the sense that it doesn't move you, okay? It doesn't push you to the side. It doesn't mess with you. You're strong and you know how to put it in place. The moon and whip is again bringing up the challenge. The whip is quite a heavy-handed card. It's the most challenging card of the deck. The moon can soften this a little bit, which is a good thing. But it can also mean that you have to make choices, and there are some options that you turn down. The stork and lily points to changes, but they're not the kinds of changes that are going to move you in a different direction, because we have the anchor. Instead, we could be looking at an adjustment or improving what you're doing right now, changes you need to do to deal with this situation. The cross and anchor is very much about sticking around and staying put. It can be a bit difficult, it's like you're being strong about this, but the anchor and cross is they have quite a lot of weight. So it sounds like it's about dealing with a problem, and I'm not seeing that you need to compromise. I think you're the one who stands your ground, Virgo, and you're able to block whatever challenge is coming your way. The moon with the lily and cross, I would take this as a nice line. I think your life direction, or the space in life where you are right now, is important for you. There can be some important unfolding, so don't let any shakeups or challenges move you from the lessons that you're after, from what you're getting from your current life phase. And like we read earlier, the whip with the stork and anchor clearly suggests that you can deal with the situation. The anchor is really good with boundaries, and it can be quite stubborn. So if something or someone tries to mess with you, they're not going to veer you off your path, Virgo. And you might adjust to deal with it, but you're definitely the stronger one here. And maybe you're looking at this offer element that comes through. I'm not so sure that you want to do anything or take up any offer or go down a road that veers you off your current path. You might take up something that can add to it, or maybe it's interesting. It's not gonna affect it in a big way. But the bigger changes, we're not seeing that in the cards, Virgo. This is about sticking with your path, making adjustments to block the challenge or deal with it, and standing your ground in the face of this. I think there are also deeper life lessons that could be coming through for you. And I have to say, in this sense, the cards, they're not so tangible. The anchor tends to be a very tangible card, but the rest of it is inner. There's like an inner dimension here, inner challenges or outer challenges that bring out deeper lessons. So it could be important for you this week. So again, a very interesting set of cards, and I'm certainly interested to know how you resonated with this unique spread, Virgo. If you're willing to share, let me know what resonated with you. Very best of luck with this. Again, Virgo, stand your ground. Don't be distracted. Put things in place, and let me know how it works out. Thank you very much for tuning in, as always. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Libra, let's get into your 3x2 for your weekly reading, and let's see what is in store for you. Okay, Libra, here is your 3x2. It's really lovely We have the Clover, a very bright card, one of the brightest in fact, and we have other supportive cards. Sometimes the Bird is a little bit challenging. It can point to anxiety, but the Bird is mainly a card of conversation. And we do have the Garden, in fact, in this first set of corner cards, which is a place and a community. And so the idea of being social, connecting with someone, maybe meeting with someone, or even networking is suggested here. And the Tree and Clover is really pretty. This is positive growth, things developing in a positive way for you. The thing about the Clover, Libra, is that it is sometimes unpredictable and it's not always clear how things will go. The Tree, on the other hand, is kind of passive. It allows things to unfold. So I would say just trust the process, and you don't have to have preconceptions about this environment or this conversation. You can, sort of let it go and allow things to unfold because it's looking really nice and peaceful. The Tree with the Fish and Bird is great for finances, money, business, and this practical area of life. You could be negotiating something. You could also be promoting yourself. You're looking to grow and looking to expand in certain environments, and this is very much encouraged through these cards. You could also be negotiating for a job or a project or something maybe on a smaller scale. I guess it depends on what you do exactly and how it makes sense for you to grow. The Garden with the Anchor and Clover is very much an encouragement for you to anchor yourself within a certain place, to find yourself in there, to create a foundation and to grow in it. And the Clover is really encouraging you to do that. The Tree and Garden is sort of similar. It tells you to grow roots in that place so that you can grow. The Fish and Anchor is great for money and security. It's great for arriving at a positive conclusion. So I think these negotiations are going to pay off, and certainly with the Bird and Clover, there's a really positive conversation or some really good news, or your efforts here to grow and connect and network pay off as well. So really nice cards, Libra, for the context of work and money and practical things, your business, or your outreach. Really nice cards. Now I think the cards are mostly about work, money, business, but it can be in other areas as well. I'm not really seeing love and personal relationships and romance. It's more about your social circle and being in it and taking your time within it and allowing yourself and this whole situation to grow and evolve for you. The Tree, Anchor, and Bird is great for a conversation. The Tree and Anchor can mean that it takes more time or that you need to create the foundation for it first. So make sure you've got the right prerequisites in place so that you can connect with people in this way. But you certainly want to stick with this until it pays off. The Garden with the Fish and Clover is lovely for money and success, business success and outreach. These are beautiful cards for abundance and work and jobs and anything that's going to get you money or help you forward with your work and this practical area of your life. So really nice cards. And again, Libra, if you're not really seeing the business, work, or money area, it's still a very lovely reading for connecting with others and establishing yourself within a certain community and developing connections from there. Let me know what you make of this lovely spread. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Scorpio, let's get into your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Scorpio, here is your 3x2. It's a very clear reading, and it can be a bit difficult because of the snake and scythe. But we're looking at moving away from a relationship. It sounds like there is someone in your life whom you need to separate from. Now, I think because of the snake, which is often a toxic energy, and it is a card of deception and dishonesty, it's probably because of something personal with them, their character, or something between you that went off. But it is possible that they just need to leave, or circumstances push you apart. There is the rider and ship here, which is very much a combination of travel. And if it doesn't involve, going to another country or something like that, it still points to movement. So there is that element of having to go somewhere, and that could be part of the reason why there's a parting. Now, the woman and ship is very much about someone traveling, and the dog and rider as well. The rider can also be a card of news, so there can be some knowledge or information that comes through that contributes to this separation. So from the get-go, we see these changes in the corner cards. Now, the woman with the snake and rider brings up someone who, like I said, with the snake is not particularly honest. And it could also be you moving away, losing interest or losing trust and not really feeling it. And the snake and rider points to moving away, heading in a different direction maybe. The snake also calls for secrecy, although I have to say that with the scythe, there's a more outward, more aggressive energy. But in general, Scorpio, the snake is a card of silence and secrecy. And this means that you don't want to do too much talking, you don't want to share too much, you don't want to tell too much or invest yourself in this person. The dog with the scythe and ship is very similar. We have a very similar structure. The snake and scythe are different, but they can mean a change. So the snake is about turning away, and the scythe is about cutting off. And we have the rider and ship. Like I said, these are movement cards. We have the woman and dog, which are people cards. So a very similar setup here between the top and bottom row. So it's clear that there is a separation. This person leaves, changes directions. There's a sudden trip or a sudden kind of movement and a change of direction, very clear through the scythe and ship. The woman and dog points to a friend, and who the woman and dog are in your circumstances is going to be specific to you, but usually the woman and man in the deck, they point to people who are pretty important to us. The dog is often a friend. It could also be a colleague, a sibling, or people in our peer group. So this combination here just highlights the person who is in focus for you. So think about who that might be. The snake and scythe is very much a change and a separation. It also is a bite. So the snake is usually silent, sitting in the grass waiting. But with the scythe, it's like the attack. So this can be something sharp that happens. Something comes up that is disappointing, or an argument. It's not usually an argument, but something comes up so that you see this aspect of the person. And like I said, the rider and ship are travel cards, movement. So there's definitely a change that moves you in a different direction away from this person. So you see the progression of the cards, what you have on the left versus what you have on the right and in the middle. So there's a very clear story that is building from these cards. The woman with the scythe and rider is a change of direction, just like we saw with the scythe and ship, and also a separation. And the dog, snake, and ship is about turning away in a different direction, just like we saw in the top row. So again, the parallels between these two lines are very clear, Scorpio, and it sounds like there is someone you need to move away from, or in the very least, there are circumstances that cause you to part ways from this person. It can be advice for you to do this. So if you're having doubts about a person, or you're maybe disappointed in them, or you find them not fitting for you, in the least, you might change the connection or leave altogether. Now, I have to say that despite the snake and scythe, they're not very dramatic cards, in the sense that they're not very, they don't cause you problems, like the whip and the clouds and the mouse. It sounds like it's a sharp decision and a sharp change, and I think you're ready to just turn the page and move on. But you let me know, Scorpio, how you resonated with these cards. Another thing is that they don't really tell us in what context this is figuring in. It could be something in a personal relationship, in a family relationship, a relationship at work, or in some other area of your life. This is flexible, and again, you let me know, Scorpio, how you resonated with these cards. So it's a bit of a sharp moment, but not without progress and movement. Let me know what you made of this, Scorpio. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and your feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Sagittarius, let's get into your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Sagittarius, here is your 3x2, and we do have the whip in the cards, which is a card of challenges. We see it at the corner with the dog, which can point to an argument with someone. I have to say that. So that is possible. You could be getting into a disagreement with a friend or someone else in your life. But I also have to say, Sagittarius, that I feel that it can also be a problem that comes up with your friend, and you might need to attend and help out. So I think these two possibilities are on the table. The Heart and Rider is a supportive combination. It points to good times and happiness, and also there is that element of helping out and supporting. The Rider is a messenger card, and it's also someone helpful. And with the Heart, I think there's that element of being good-hearted. That's why, and one of the reasons why, I suggested that maybe your friend or someone in your life has a problem and you help out. The Heart with the House and Whip is pointing to a place that you enjoy or that you have a connection with. And the Heart is more on the feeling side. And with the Whip, there are problems here. There's a challenge or an issue that comes up. Yes, it can be an argument with someone, but it can also be that there's a problem that you need to help out with. And we see this here in the bottom row. We have the Dog, Mountain, and Rider. The mountain can be a place abroad or maybe farther from where you are. And we see it with the house in the middle column. And so this can point to the place where the issue comes up and where you have your friend. And the Rider suggests movement and travel. So it's possible that you're heading there or you have to quickly attend to it. And I say quickly because the Whip and Rider often brings up an emergency and having to act fast. Earlier we have the Heart and Dog, which points to a friendship or someone whom you care about, and usually a positive relationship. So that's why I think that the most probable scenario is that your friend or someone in your life who lives in a different location has a problem and you need to attend to it. Sometimes the Mountain is a card of the online world, and so maybe it's a friend you have online, but again, the same idea applies. And also the Mountain can be a card of obstacles, but again, it sounds like there's an issue that needs to be resolved and you have to attend to this. The Heart with the Mountain and Whip is actually positive to help you break through the obstacles. But again, it can represent the problem that you have or that this person has and that you're going to attend to. The Dog with the House and Rider is a very clear message of a visitor and going to this person or being with them in some way or other. So again, Sagittarius, yes, there can be a disagreement with someone. There can be an issue that comes up. But I think the more likely interpretation is that there is a problem with this person in that location and that you need to attend to. It sounds urgent, and you're going to take care of it and respond to it. I also believe that the cards are more on the personal side. It can be in other areas of your life like work or whatever other area, but because of the Heart and the House and the absence of other more practical work-related cards, I think the reading is tending more towards highlighting your personal life and a certain relationship in it. And despite the Whip, I do feel that the relationship is positive. We have a lot of nice combinations with the Heart, and that was the main reason why I felt that the Whip is not so much a disagreement with this person, but more of an issue that comes up with them and that you need to attend to. So it can be a bit busy. It can cause you to go places or to feel like things are urgent, and it can sort of rock your boat a little bit. But I think you're going to be good at attending to this and taking care of it and helping out where you can, Sagittarius. Let me know if this made sense for you, if it resonated with you, who this person was, what the issue was, and if it was something that you had to respond to quickly. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with this, Sagittarius, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Capricorn, let's get into your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Capricorn, here is your 3x2. It's a little bit challenging. We have both the Whip and clouds, but we're not without some bright cards, especially the Key and Sun. These are some cards that point to solving a problem and not giving up on it and sticking with it, because we have this strong, powerful anchor. So the key and clouds is precisely the combination of a problem that needs to be solved. The clowns is often a psychological card. It points to the mind, and the key is about intelligence and other things as well, success, including success. So with the key and clouds, it's clear that there's a problem that needs to be solved. Now, the sun and anchor is a very beautiful combination. It is a very positive conclusion, and the anchor is about staying, and it has a stubborn side that can turn to a very positive strength. Certainly with a lovely card like the sun. So you're going to arrive to the right conclusion. The key with the dog and anchor is great for getting help with someone to solve this problem. And it's very clear, again, that you arrive at a positive conclusion. This is someone whom you trust, who can support you, and there can be also mutual support here. The sun with the whip and clouds is a challenging line. Even though we have the sun in it, we have the whip and clouds that come after that. So this line clearly highlights the issues that come up. There can be something that you were hoping for falls through, falls apart, or things don't work out in the way that you were hoping for, and so your enthusiasm can be dampened, Capricorn. But again, the anchor is very clear about not giving up on this, because you are going to find a solution soon enough. The key and sun is a very lovely combination. It would have been nicer to have it on the right hand side if you read from left to right, but it's still really good with for example, the corner cards in both of them, and affecting the energy of the reading as a whole. The key and sun really tell you to focus on a solution and to remain optimistic. The dog and whip can point to the challenges here. It can point to a challenge with a person. I have to say that this is also a possible scenario, Capricorn. But again, the anchor and clouds is very much about sticking with this and being stubborn. So overall, there is an issue that you need to deal with, Capricorn, but the clear message is that you don't give up on it, because you are going to find a solution. We see the key, whip, and anchor here, very much about standing your ground in the face of the problem and trusting that you have what it takes within you to deal with it. The sun with the dog and clouds can be issues, again, that come up with this person, but again, from the other cards and the other combinations, it's important that you put up with this and stick with it until you see it through. So a bit of an issue that comes up here, Capricorn, but very clear message to not give up on it, and also to stand your ground. It can also mean that you need to create healthy boundaries with other people, or deal with a certain person who could be part of the challenge. Even though we have this bright combination at the top, there is still a possibility that someone is a bit difficult, and you need to manage this relationship and deal with it. Another thing, Capricorn, is that who this person is and what the challenge is about is not really clear in the cards. It's going to come down to your specifics and the specific context within which you feel these cards play out. It could be a personal relationship, it could be an issue at work, or in some other area. It's going to be key to see yourself through and to trust that this is going to come to a positive conclusion, because it will. And also, if you need to create boundaries, even around yourself, not just the other person, to sort of contain things a little bit, then that's a good idea. Let me know what you make of this, Capricorn. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you, as always, for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Aquarius, let's get into your 3x2 and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aquarius, here is a very pretty set of cards. It's kind of straightforward because it's all around bright. We have some good news, we have success and opportunity and positive growth and movement. So really the cards are kind of general, except for the news bit, which is a bit more specific, but all of these are broad and they bring a lot of positive energy into any area of your life, I would say. We have the ship and tree, which is great for growth, and so it's a very good idea, Aquarius, that you pursue growth. There is also an element of steadiness. The tree is steady and it's gradual, and so it's important that you pursue things in this gradual way. The key and heart is lovely. It's usually about unlocking hearts in a relationship context, but it's also great for outcomes that make you happy, gaining access into something, a breakthrough or an opportunity that makes you happy. So very bright cards right from the get-go. The ship, clover, and heart is also very beautiful. It is great for pursuing the right direction. It is great for an opportunity opening up. And also, there is an element of luck, and I have to say here, Aquarius, that sometimes the clover is a little bit unpredictable. So the way things work out might not be what you had in mind exactly, but they're still on the right track. It sounds like you need to go with it and maybe give it a bit of time because of the tree, but certainly it's very beautiful and points to happiness. It's also important for you, Aquarius, to, I would say, go with your feelings to a certain extent. And the key is actually the card of the mind. So actually going with the mind and with the feelings. And so what sounds right? And it's a great opportunity to do this. The key letter and tree is lovely. The letter is between two very bright cards. So this is going to be some really good news. You're going to get a positive feedback, positive answer, the opportunity. And I also have to add, Aquarius, that the key and tree, even though they're not immediately adjacent to each other, they point to achieving a pretty important goal. So another very beautiful message. The ship and key is another suggestion that you head in the right direction, or that a direction that you want opens up. The clover and letter is great for very positive news, and the heart and tree, another beautiful pair for growing in a positive direction. There is a sense of security and being at ease and having a sense of peace within you. So really beautiful cards all around, Aquarius. Now, like I said, the cards are general. They don't really tell us in what area this is happening, what the news is about specifically. We're not seeing people cards, money cards, work cards, home cards. You know, there's a general dynamic that is at play here, and it can apply in your life in general or in a specific area. The ship, letter, and heart is another combination of what we said. There is some very good news and it makes you happy. You could also be traveling, maybe going places. The key with the clover and tree is beautiful for all around success and being on the right track and achieving goals. So really, Aquarius, any way you look at them, they are very bright cards. In terms of work, you could get an offer. In terms of money, you could get an income or an improvement. In terms of people, there is a very positive connection and some really good communication with this person or these people. And in terms of travel, it could also be a welcome message suggesting that you open up to the new and broaden your horizons, explore places, whether it's physical or in another sense. So a really beautiful and straightforward message, Aquarius. I certainly hope you resonate with this and this materializes for you. Let me know in the comments, let me know how this played out, what the news was about, and what this very positive energy was for you. Thank you very much for tuning in. Very best of luck with the week, and until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Pisces, let's get into your 3x2 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Pisces, here is your 3x2 and it's looking really bright. I know we have the fox and coffin, but actually this could be a successful completion of something. We have the sun and coffin, which is a successful ending. So the coffin tends to have a negative energy. It's sort of down and depressing, but it is also the card of endings, and sometimes endings are positive. So with positive cards like the sun and in this bottom row, it sounds like you are achieving something and completing something. This could be something you could finally get off your back maybe, and it can feel like you can release it at this point. The cross and fox is great for jobs. Yes, the fox is a deceptive type. It can be someone who's a bit selfish, and it can be a situation that is, that can be a trap or something like that. But the anchor is very good with having boundaries, first of all. And second, the fox can be a card of work and discipline. And so with the anchor, there is a strong sense of sticking with your tasks until you get things done. This can call for a bit of, patience or having to deal with it. Maybe you're not, you're getting tired of it and you want to wrap it up, but that's exactly what happens. You're able to complete it. It just asks you to stick with it and to commit to the discipline until you get it done. The sun with the cross and fox, again, there's an element of burden that comes through with the cross and fox. So that's what I was just saying, that it can feel a bit heavy and you need to do it, but you need to do it and you need to finish it. And it sounds like you're going to finish it very successfully. The anchor with the key and coffin is about closing something off. So when we have the key and coffin in this order, it's about closing. And if we had it in the other order, it would be opening. So these are some really clear cards, especially with the anchor, which tells you to stick with it until you wrap it up. It is also a card of certainty and security. So it's very clear that something needs to be closed off. The sun and anchor is very powerful. It has a strong sense of confidence, very positive cards that bring a very positive conclusion. The cross and key is quite spiritual, I have to say, Pisces. They can bring up this inner dimension. And so maybe what you're wrapping up has an inner level and it can affect you in these ways. Otherwise, they are still supportive for success and closing something off, along with the coffin. And there can be some important lessons. And also the cross can tell you that now is the time. There can be an element of life making you close this off, but if you cooperate, Pisces, it's a win-win, and it's a good thing for you to wrap things up at this time. The fox and coffin suggest completing a job, wrapping something up, and like we saw with these positive cards, it's a good thing. So the goal is really to close something off. Now, what this is specifically for you, we don't really see in the cards. The fox tends to be a more practical kind of card, and it is associated with employment. So it can be something work related or some tasks or errands, things that you need to follow up and complete. Now, in case this is about a person, so in case the fox is a bit more negative and suggests a difficult person or a tricky situation or something that isn't fitting, the cards are still really positive for you, Pisces, to move away and to close things off. I think that there is a strong sense of finding yourself with these cards, with the strong anchor and these cards here that have a spiritual energy as well. It sounds like you know who you are and you stand in your ground, you have confidence, and you can move away from someone or wrap something up and create a strong boundary around yourself. And I also think there isn't a defensive energy. I have to add that, Pisces, that, this boundary thing, like I just mentioned, it's not reactive. It's just you and yourself, feeling good and strong and aligned. So really nice cards. Even though the fox and coffin might come across as challenging here, there could be a bit of a challenging dimension, but the key is really to wrap something up, because you are in for success and a successful achievement of this, a positive completion and a strong sense of well-being and inner strength. So really nice cards, and I encourage you, Pisces, to stick with the discipline until you wrap things up. The sun with the key and fox is great for a job, it's great for work, and it's really good for figuring out something. In terms of negative people, it's pretty easy with the sun and key to manage them or to put them in place, as it were. The anchor with the cross and coffin, again, a clear message of completing something and having to put it to a close. The cross is a bit heavy in the sense that it could be life making you do these things, Pisces. But again, I think this is a win-win. Go with it, wrap things up, close it off, and let it go and enjoy the success that comes from it. So really nice cards, Pisces. I certainly look forward to your feedback on this one. Let me know how this played out for you, if there was a bit of a sticky part where it wasn't too comfortable, and a very bright card side, which we see in these lovely cards. As always, I look forward to your thoughts if you're willing to share. Very best of luck with this, Pisces. Thank you as always for tuning in, and until next time, take very good care of yourself.